welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Cailey, and welcome to the show. Why do I always go, show?
Welcome. Show.
Cheers to that, doll.
Auga.
Auga.
Oh, almost missed my mouth. I went like this.
I love when I have like a glass of white wine, I suddenly feel like I need to start doing like rich people laughing. Like Kris Jenner laugh. We are sponsored by Flower Bloom. Thank you, Flower Bloom, for sponsoring today's episode. We do have some really sad news that you probably know, maybe.
Whoa. It just got like really heavy. I like wanted to start crying.
It is like really sad. It's not.
I don't think I've really like felt my feelings about it, honestly. Sorry, I like brought the vibes down even more.
Flower Bloom. Whoa, my voice.
Is she crying?
I don't even want to say it.
It's not funny.
It's not.
It's not.
We laugh when things are sad. Hello.
Or uncomfortable.
Or uncomfortable or angry or any emotion that's hard for us to handle.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's serious.
Talking about trauma.
Oh, yes. That one, for sure.
Like,
for surely. Oh, my God. Remember when... Remember when... Why did we both want to do that?
It sounds like...
What does that sound like? No, that's like... that's something in my head.
Wait, what? Wait, I don't remember how to make the noise. Wait.
What noise? The one we just made?
Yeah, say it again. Anyways, we never said the bad news because we... You want to say it?
I never talk during this part, and she wants me to say this. Flower Bloom is unfortunately closing at the end of this month. April 30th will be their last day open. I think it just really speaks to being in the midst of late stage capitalism. And I mean, I wasn't there every day. I can't speak to like how my perception is like it's a very popular place. Like they've got a following on socials. People are always posting about it. You talk to someone and they know exactly like what you're talking about when you mention Flower Bloom. Like
they've either been or it's been on their list.
Yeah, for sure. So to see that places even like that are so like well loved and
needed,
yeah, are still going under, I think just it unfortunately like sums up the state of our country right now.
It's like a different kind of heartbreak when a local small business closes. Like even if you don't know it, there's just like it's a different kind of like heartbreak.
Yeah, even if you weren't a patron, it's just like a really sad and upsetting thing because it's a part of your community that is,
and you also know what all that means, and what it's connected to.
The effects of that on people's day-to-day lives. And
we should all remember that feeling when we go into corporations and chains when we could be going into local businesses. It's just a good reminder of like, I should be putting my money towards, like, sometimes the more convenient or easier way to get something isn't worth what you're doing.
The cost.
In the long run. Yeah.
Or saving.
Not saying I've never done
a couple bucks, $5, like whatever it is, going with the cheaper or more convenient option. Like when I really stop and think about it, sometimes I will catch myself nickeling and diming.
Yeah.
And that's valid too. Yeah. Like it's really expensive to live right now, and I'm a teacher and I don't make a lot of money.
You do what you gotta do.
Like
for sure.
ultimately you have to take care of yourself first because then you can't help anyone else. But like, can I afford to go somewhere local and spend an extra $2 or $3? Yes, I can. And every time I stop and think about that, like, I understand that and I need to just pause, I think, more often.
I also I feel like better about the purchase, not as guilty as I would if I like did a splurge at a chain. There's like the guilt of like this money I just spent. When it's someone local and it's a business I'm supporting, I'm like, oh, I love that my money's going towards this.
Yeah, because the pride you feel in supporting a local business overrides the guilt you feel in spending money. So shop local. Portland is still home to like so many incredible small businesses, but not as many as it used to be. And we're just going to keep losing them if we don't support them. So put your money where your mouth is.
Sad.
Yeah. When you go to local businesses, like your purchase is going towards helping someone else pay their bills or like save for a trip they want to go on or help their child afford college, pay for their divorce. Like, I don't know.
It's really
it's going towards real life things.
It's really just the mindset of a liberal. Like, I want to share with my community and support my community.
Like, imagine being like, socialism.
Crazy. Literally. Crazy. Like, yes. Crazy.
Honestly, you know what the Minecraft movie made me think about? So, Steve builds this world in the Minecraft movie where he like creates this whole little town, and obviously this is just like a stupid example. This is a thing that exists in the real world. It's like, you know, co-ops and communities and things like that. But it was this evidence of you could live in a town where everyone has their specific like role in that community, and then no one has to pay for anything. Obviously, this is like an extreme view coming from, you know, where we're at in America. It's not like this is going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
But like, if one person was the teacher and one person was the welder and one person had the chickens and one person was like a butcher, I was like, what's the not scary word for killing animals?
What's the scary word?
I can't think of it.
Oh.
But I still think butcher is like more aggressive than I wanted to say. Like everyone could have their thing that they contribute to the community, and then you just survive off taking care of each other. Like, no, you're not paying for bread because I got eggs from you and I got shoes from you and I got, you know, like, how beautiful is that?
A commune. Should we join?
Maybe.
We could start one. So should we get into switch up the vibes and get into some fun shit?
Some uppers. Yeah.
Some uppers?
Woo! Uppers!
Well, I don't even know when we saw you last.
Yeah. The scheduling has like really thrown me off. It's because there's been,
Our lives have been a little crazy. I got really sick last week. Bedridden for days.
Bedridden.
For days. And yeah, that's why there was no episode last week. But when was it? 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
We left telling you guys that we were going to go see the one and only
Tucker.
My man, my boyfriend, Tucker Pillsbury, and the real one, not the code name we used to use.
Oh.
Remember, that was my code name for him.
For who again? Oh. Oh, we're just saying his name.
Yeah, because remember, we can bleep whatever we want.
Oh, yeah. I like that feature.
I like that feature.
Tucker Pillsbury.
So, we went to Role Model 2 nights. 2 nights in a row. And it was quite magnificent.
It really was.
And we... Right? What? Oh, are we not saying
Just
anything
be
about
careful.
that? Anyways, we are going to Role Model for 2 days, and we want to get, like, close. We're not like, we need to get there at 4 a.m. Also because you can't be barricade because there's VIP.
Yeah, so, we learned that quickly on day one.
Yeah, we were like, okay, well, we're
like,
not
barricade's
VIP.
Impossible.
There's a good amount of VIP. You cannot get barricade, which honestly took off some pressure a little bit.
It did. It was a little bit of a relief.
I was like, okay, well, we're just trying to get cool spots then.
And I do feel like he didn't spend, like, a whole lot of time, like, paying attention to barricade.
No, because you're not,
like, looking out.
You're not, like, down. You're, like, you honestly, like, row 5, 6, 7, you're in eye line.
Yeah.
And we were in those spots.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like barricade goes really crazy, like, when it's the kind of setup where they can, like, reach out and,
when it's, like,
touch
a
you,
really personal, like, smaller venue, maybe not as big of an artist. Yeah. And it's more personal. Like, they know the people in the front are, like, their fans and, like, actually know enough about them to, like, carry the show sometimes, or, like, have banter and stuff. So at, like, Royal Otis, we were, like, getting so much attention.
That was so fun.
But at Role Model, you wouldn't be getting that much attention. It's, like, really hard to get his attention.
Yeah.
I got
But we both did individually, which is really fun.
Okay, but first, before we tell those stories, there was some drama in line on day one. A lot of his fans are young. And
as most, like, big pop names are, right? Like,
yeah. And we knew going into it we were going to be dealing with, like, high schoolers and stuff.
And his demographic has well, I don't want to say his demographic has completely shifted.
He just has newer...
His fan base has completely shifted in the last year when he's, like, really started to blow up, even in the last 9 months.
It's his tour with Gracie. Just really put him over.
So there's, like, diehard fangirls that are fangirl energy, and, like, we get it. We are fangirls.
Love it.
But
there's etiquette.
Also, like, you just got here.
And there's fangirl etiquette.
Yes.
That you learn, I think.
Like, you just got here. You just became a fangirl of this artist. We've been around. She been around.
Since Play the Part, bitch.
I've been around for, like, 4 years, maybe. Right before RX.
That's a good amount of time.
But, yeah, you've been there, like, from the start.
About 7 years.
So, you know, respect your elders.
You do start to feel that way. You feel, like, territorial over your artists. But even though I feel that way, I'm still going to be, like, respectful and nice to people. Like, I'm not going to actually, like, unless someone's coming at me.
No, and being in a room full of fangirls should be, like, super fun and peaceful.
And it a lot of the time is.
Yeah.
Like, both days we made friends. Like, line friends. Not, like, friends that we're probably going to see again. But it's fun to make, like, fan friends.
Yeah.
Like, we're in line together. We're into the same shit.
Kill some time while we wait for the artist to go on. Play games, hang out, talk. Like, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But some people didn't understand the etiquette.
Yeah.
Or the line system.
Like, where the line starts. And people were like, well, I've been here since this time. Like, well, I'm in line. So you can't come up to people and be like...
You've been here, but you weren't in line.
And I was like, oh, well, that's not how it works. Like, and they were like, you saw me. And I'm like, well, but that's not how it works. Like, and I was like, the line starts here.
Yeah.
So there were some drums. There was probably about 5 people that were, like, actually angry at us. Like,
gave us really dirty looks. And,
like, I feel like about it.
I feel like during the concert, that one girl was, like, being very intentional about, like, where she was standing and how she was taking up space and almost, like, literally trying to keep us further away from the stage. Like, and it's like, girl,
you just ruined your own night.
Yeah.
Like, we were
thinking
having the time
about
of our
us. Like, we're having fun.
Like, and she was just the whole time, like, arms crossed. Like, I could, like, feel
the energy radiating.
Feel her anger just from her shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, and she would not move. Like, yeah.
She had so much space in front of her. But, like,
the people that were mad were, like, in front of us. So,
like,
there's really no need to be angry. Like,
that's not what it's all about.
No. Let's have fun and support each other. And that's what Tucker would want.
Hashtag community.
Hashtag community, for real. God. We need some TikToks. in the crowd.
Really hard in the crowd.
It was very loud. We couldn't hear. If we had AirPods, maybe, but.
Yeah, we didn't think that through. It was literally like one of us would hold up the phone and like say the words as best we could sync to the sound, and the other would be watching the video
to try to see if it was
lined up.
It wasn't.
But we tried our best.
Yeah. That's okay. But on night 1 was my Tucker moment. I was singing the lyrics to That's Just How It Goes. There's so much fuzz.
Mine's like pretty fuzz-free today, I would say.
I was singing it like not even singing, like yelling.
The fun way.
And like probably hitting the person in front of me because I was going so hard. Also, it's one of his older songs, so I was just...
Not as many people were going hard. Like,
it was like... It's like you know when you have a chance of him looking in your direction, and you have to take advantage of that. And me and my friend Saleha, who is also an older fan... Not an older fan. Been around for a while fan. We're going so hard that he was like singing and looking in our direction, but like you can't really tell if they were like for sure looking at you. Like you kind of feel like they are, but you don't know. But then
sometimes you do know though. You're like, how do I know that you're making eye contact with me?
But in that moment of like, I wouldn't have been so 100% positive until he actually said, he was like, I see you. And we screamed so loud.
Oh my God.
In the video, I'm going to play it and explain what's happening while we watch it.
They were behind me, so I didn't really know what was happening. And then I heard them scream, and I was like, what did I miss?
Well, everyone around us was like, okay, so this is when I start going super hard. And then you'll see how he'll start to glance toward his left. There, he catches us. He's looking at us. He's still looking at us. And then he's like looking at us like, like nodding his head at us.
He's like waiting.
And here, he says, I see you.
He was like waiting for his moment where he could speak.
And that's our screaming reaction. Yup. Look at us jump. Oh.
Okay, but then that speaks to like the fun fangirl energy of like the people around were like, oh my God, we got a video. Like, what's your number?
Yes. I love, honestly, most of the time it is like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh my God, I just loved the interactions that I had. Like, she literally sent us the video of that. Now I have it. Yeah. You should always do that, especially at a concert. Like, send it to the person.
I love taking pictures of strangers and being like,
I got a really cute, yeah. But then the people around me were like, I think you're going to be Sally. And I was like freaking out.
There was one person that literally the entire concert.
Oh.
Like they spent more time looking at Mariah than looking at Tucker. And I was like, what do they know? Or like, what is up here?
I didn't know that until after when Cailey told me. But during the show, there was one point after the Tucker interaction where when I looked over, she was staring at me and filming me, like literally, like not even trying to hide it, just like this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit, like, am I going to be Sally? Like, does she know that I'm going to be Sally and she's trying to get the moment?
Yeah.
So then I was like really freaking out. Mind you, I took so I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to be on stage. Like, fuck, okay. And so I'm like kind of freaking out, but then that never happened. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then Cailey told me about that. And I was like, okay, so this random person has a video of me? Like, who are you? And why?
Yeah, like, did they think you were cute? Did they think you were
weird.
a vibe? Like, what? Either way, it was strange.
You know, just
like, why were you staring at someone the whole time and taking videos?
And taking videos. Is that how celebrities feel? Whoa. But I'm not a celebrity, so it's not.
It is
different though.
Different.
Because when you're a celebrity, it's like, well, you kind of expect
it. Does come with the territory to some extent.
Yeah. Not that it's like fun,
zoomies.
But you kind of expect it more.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. Why are you taking a video of me?
But Sally that night was super fun. It was like an older woman. And
that's like fangirl energy too, is the whole crowd is just like cheering Sally on the whole time. Like so hard. Like, it's so fun.
Did Rachel tell you how she knew Sally?
She knows that girl?
Yeah, her and Hannah, she's like a teacher at a dance studio.
Oh, no wonder she killed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes
so
sense.
crazy.
Because she was like, she
had a little choreo
She
going.
was doing the two-step.
Yeah.
Like, she literally did it. Lined up with lyrics. It was amazing.
It was super fun.
And then night 2 was when he noticed you.
Yeah.
Well, night 2, after night 1, you kind of learn the vibe of the show, the audience. And so I think
the venue.
We knew silent moments so you could also chant stuff out at good times. Like, he definitely heard you multiple times.
Oh, for sure.
Multiple times.
I definitely made that man giggle a couple times.
Oh, for sure.
Mine was, like, not, like, cute and sweet like Mariah's. So, like, Harry...
But it was so funny.
Harry has started this trend, right, of, like, the barking. Well, Harry didn't really start it, but he leaned into it.
It feels like a Harry thing to me because it was the first time I experienced
it.
So.
And then, I don't know if it started happening with Tucker because, like, sometimes he calls himself Harry Styles or, like...
I think it's, like, a mix.
What it is.
Yeah.
But his fans bark at him now. Which our friend... Our millennial friend was like, wait, so why do people bark now? Like, what is that?
And it's funny because some people didn't know about this and they were standing around us trying to do it, but they were going like, ruff, 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 ruff. And it's,
we're like, no.
It's, that's what it is, just in case you needed to know.
Yeah.
We started a few.
We did. Yeah, people were trying to make it happen, but they didn't understand. And then we'd look at each other and we would be like,
it's time. We need
and then,
to help
like,
out.
The whole crowd would do it.
It was fun.
Leadership roles.
I wonder if someone has a video of your interaction.
I thought about that afterwards. I was kind of hoping someone would do the same for me.
Yeah.
But I was like,
find it on TikTok.
I'm going to be different. Everyone's barking and I waited for silence and I went, ooh, 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 ah, ah.
And like banged her chest. And it was dead silent, so everyone heard it.
That was probably so loud.
and Tucker was like in the middle of like getting ready for the next song.
Yeah. What did he say? He like, said something and I couldn't understand it. That's why I really wanted someone to have a video because I didn't understand him.
He turned around and giggled and walked to the mic and was like, who did that? Whoever did that gorilla sound was crazy or went crazy or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because then I like was jumping up and down. Like, yeah, that was me. And then he like saw me.
And you were trying to point at your shirt.
Oh, yeah. Because my shirt said, save a horse, ride a Saint Laurent cowboy.
And we were just laughing. It was so...
But though, see, that speaks to the fangirl community too. Of like, who was that? Who did that? And I'm like jumping up and down, and everyone's like turning around, like,
everyone's trying to help each other out. With their moment. It was.
Or like our friend threw her T-shirt up, and she thought she wasn't gonna get it back because he threw it out to someone else
and honestly,
later.
If it was Justin Bieber 10 years ago, you wouldn't have gotten it back.
Oh well, no.
15 years ago, maybe.
But at the very end, like she went up to them and they like gave her a shirt.
He wiped his sweat on it, by the way.
Yeah.
So she wanted that back.
Isn't that so...
And then she was, like, screaming. She's like, ah!
Isn't that so interesting how, like...
Oh, I'd lick it.
We obsess over that. Like, that stranger that I've never met wiped his sweat on this shirt, and now I must have it.
And would you ever wash it?
No. Dude, sometimes I see on TikTok people with, like, old, like, One Direction stuff. Like, this is, like, Harry's... like bottle cap and it's like in a Ziploc bag. They've never touched it.
And how much does that shit go for?
Oh god, I can only imagine, but like that's priceless to me. Like you could probably, well, it's hard with stuff like that because you can't prove that it's authentic. So maybe it actually
DNA test
would be hard to maybe it would be hard to sell. But that would be like, I would only ever sell that like if I was about to lose my house.
Like
okay, now I guess I have to
sell their like wedding rings.
Yeah.
That's like your wedding ring.
That's my wedding ring. That bottle cap that I don't own.
Anyways.
But it was so good. She's seen him live before. And how long have we been talking about nothing?
It's been 30 minutes.
Oh, that's actually better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
She's seen him live before. I haven't. I guess I didn't realize like
that was your first time seeing him live.
Incredibly talented.
I don't think I remembered that like I don't know why. That was your first time seeing him live? Holy fuck. No? We saw him in September.
Oh.
That's what I was like, wait. I'm tripping out.
I feel like whatever reason though that night what was my like tone of voice just now?
Whatever.
I feel like whatever. I was on a different vibe that night. Were we a little tipsy? Like well, we did get drinks before.
We got martinis before, and then we got a beer at the show, and we just get like really high on.
And we didn't know we were gonna be in the pit, and then we were in the pit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just was on a different vibe that night. I wasn't so like, oh my God, I'm gonna see Tucker. I was like, this is just like this fun thing that I'm doing, and I feel like part of it was the crowd wasn't there for him, so we were just like trying to go really hard for him to see that like, oh, there are people here for me. So I was more on that vibe of like, I'm here to be a fun fan.
Yeah.
Versus I think like really intently listening to him perform. He's fucking good. That I'll never get over Slayer and Mood.
We're gonna play this one clip from the show that literally I had started filming.
That was crazy
which
timing.
like I film like on and off. I'm not like filming the whole time at all. Like I'll film like clips here and there. For some reason,
let's talk about that for concert etiquette too. Like you should not have your phone up for that whole damn
the whole
song.
time, especially when you're in the front and you're
like
just, like
people are trying to see. Yeah, you're in the front and then your phone is up here like this too.
Like you're
so
in
it's
the
like
front.
I
like this.
I literally can't see.
You could still film and go
Night
like
one, I spent a lot of the concert watching him through people's phones, which is so annoying because he was like 20 feet away from me, you know?
Yeah. It's like mostly the people in the front, it feels like.
Because they want the really good videos to post on social media so that they get the views.
Yeah. And they
like, how annoying is that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, what was I going to say?
You started filming.
Oh. And then usually I film really short clips, but for some reason I was like, I feel like I should keep recording. Thank fuck I didn't stop the fucking recording because then he does this insane like move.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, well, after he did that, I was like, I can't stop. And I could see in my peripheral, like Cailey was like seeing that I was filming it and was like,
thank God.
You're getting this on camera. And I remember just being like my jaw was on the floor.
Like, you know when an artist does something different with a song live?
Should we watch it?
Yeah, I think we should. Because every time I watch it, it's unreal. It's not like this thing I built up in my head now and then I go back and watch it and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, no. It's that good every time.
So
that one. Oh.
Yeah.
This is when I'm like losing my shit. Like,
my heart.
This part right here. Like, that sounds so good. Like, I fear I did not know he could sing like that.
Oh, man.
Okay, I think we talked about this on the last episode.
I feel dizzy.
I am not, like, particularly, not that I'm not attracted to him. I think he's a very attractive man. But, like, he's not on my White Boy of the Month list. Like, he's just not, I'm not like, I want to date that man for whatever reason. He's more like, I want him to be my best friend's boyfriend, which works out really well because she does want to date that man.
That's my soulmate.
But during that part of that song, I was like, oh.
Like, it kind of, like, clicked a little.
Yeah.
Like, you could see it.
And then I moved on from it. But whenever I go back and watch it, I'm like, well, yeah. Like, if I could put just that clip on the White Boy of the Month, I would.
White Boy Moments of the Month.
Ooh.
Ah.
A sub-tier.
A sub-tier. Okay,
like
should we move on past role model?
Maybe.
This feels like a fever dream so far. Like, I don't actually feel like we're recording an episode. I haven't felt like it.
I can't believe that you said it's only been 30 minutes because I feel like we've been talking for an hour about literally nothing.
Okay. So, I think we should start off this conversation with you kind of getting into your I was going to say hyper obsession.
My hyperfixation.
Your hyperfixation for what? It hasn't even been that long.
Do you mean my boyfriend?
Oh, sorry. Yes, your boyfriend?
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Okay.
God.
What is, okay,
so,
your boyfriend is like Nick 1 and mine's Nick 2, or like what?
What do you mean?
I'm reading the book and he's going to be my boyfriend, but we can't have the same boyfriend.
Well, we'll just have to know that when I'm talking about him, we're talking about my boyfriend, and when you're talking about him, we're talking about your boyfriend. So they're just like
different Nicks, in theory.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Like same Nick, but different
universe. Like, yes.
Like it's just he's split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiverse. Yeah. Multiverse Nick.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Multiverse Nick. About a fictional situation.
We're like, how do you know? How do... So I started reading My Fault, which we've talked about the movies on here already. You could guess how that's gonna go. But what's funny is when I first started reading it, I think it's because I was coming out of that like little biography era. So it was like hard for me to get into. I was just down this like Presley family hyperfixation, and I did not want Elvis Presley. So like it was like different vibes. Yeah. It wasn't fangirling. It was like I wanted like dive deep into the lore of this family. And then when I finished those books, I switched to My Fault. And it like took me a while to get into it. Like I texted Mariah when I finally did. I was like, this page.
I told her to tell me which page so I knew how long it would take.
And it wasn't that, it was like 54 or something like that. It's not that far.
Like, if it's within the first 100, that's good.
But it was just hard for me to buy into, and it was so different than the movies, both sets of the movies, and I don't know, I just feel like I was thrown at first, but once I was in, was I in? Oh my God. I don't know what it is. It's not like it's a Cailey thing. I know this is like a very common trope that people love, but that like bad boy shitty guy that you don't even want anything to do with, like you hate him, and then all of a sudden he like starts falling for you, but he can't admit that he's falling for you, and you have these like stolen moments of like we hate each other but there's so much passion here, and then eventually like he admits that like he wants you like he's never wanted anyone else, and like he becomes just this like amazing guy, an incredible boyfriend, all because of you. Like you changed him. That trope.
My heart is racing again. I have to check my aura.
I actually was just gonna say I should check my aura right now. Oh, that's an update. I got an aura.
Update.
I got an aura ring. Oh, and I'm having a baby.
That's crazy to say.
It's a cat.
She's having a baby.
A little baby. And I get to take him home probably this week. But anywho, like that trope really does something for me. We both read the Crave series. We both read the Crave series a couple of years ago, and it's very similar. Holy fuck. There's like one brother that's like the sweet boy from the start, and I was really into him, and then I met the mean brother, and he started to fall for her, and then I was like, oh no, you're the one.
The Vampire Diaries, hello.
Well, no, I'm Team Stefan in the Vampire Diaries,
but like overall,
but I
that's
do
the like vibe. Though,
yes,
is like what.
But I do love Damon and Elena. Yeah,
it's Damon.
But yes, so I read the first book. It probably took me like a week. I'm a really slow reader, by the way. Like, I'm a slow reader. I don't read that often. I've never been the kind of girl that at the end of the year is like, I read 74 books. Like, or I couldn't even say like I read 12 books, like one for every month. I'll love a book, but it's really hard for me to like sit down and start reading a book. Like I'll just do so many other things. Because once I'm started,
I feel like it's once you're 100 pages in, it's like easy.
Well, even just like if I know I love a book.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I'm going to sit down and read it right now and open my book and start. That's really, really hard for me. Yeah. But the second I've read a page, I'm like, oh, duh, this is so fun. Yeah. So the fact that I read this book in a week was like pretty crazy. I bought the first two together, so I dove like immediately into the second one, like literally closed one, opened the other. And I read that one in 2 days, which is like literally unheard of for me. Wild. Like that's like a 400-page book. I don't even know how I did that. And then I was almost done with that one, so obviously I had to stop and go buy the third. And at this point, I'm like so invested. Like that is my man. That's my boyfriend. I've never actually felt this way about a book boyfriend ever. Hudson was my boyfriend.
I was going to say, what about Hudson?
Hudson was my boyfriend, but this is like, I was telling Mariah, like my mental health like was going up and down based off of movies. Where that could be it. Because so I like have Crave, something to picture in my head.
Thing, and you're such a visual person.
Visual person in the way of like I need visuals. I can't create my own.
Yes.
Like so that could make sense.
I make up an entire world within Crave. So I have this like visual story I made up, but for
mine is like bits and pieces from media that I've taken.
And so with My Fault, you already have this world in your head. So while you're reading it, it's like more real.
It's more immersive.
You know what he looks like in your mind.
So I'm literally like in love with this man, and book 2 doesn't end well. So it's like, so I went out and I bought book 3, and I started it right away. And our friend was like going through something big that day, and we were trying to stay up late waiting for news, but I was like, what am I gonna do, like be reading smut when I like hear the news? Like that feels inappropriate. But then it hit a certain hour that I was like, well, I gotta stay up somehow. And I literally read almost the entire book that night. Was up until, how late were we up that night? 3?
Around there.
And then I brought it to work the next day. I didn't end up getting to read that much at work. But I was like, I've never felt that way about a book. There was a night where I was making dinner and I couldn't even, I'm such a food person. Like me eating my food is an event. But I like carried my book into the kitchen, was reading it the whole way into the kitchen, like stopped, put my food in the microwave, was reading while it was in the microwave, got it out, set it out, reading, waiting for it to cool down, like taking a bite, still reading. Like,
that's crazy. Not like crazy, but crazy.
I was like devouring this book.
I think that's why I was able to jump in and get into it fast, is because I'm like literally the first few pages of the first book, but I went in with the, like, I knew what to expect, also that it would be super different. I knew where it was set, so like I knew what it would be like in that sense.
Yeah, I had a couple shocks of like major differences from the movies.
And then also just knowing like how invested you got and obsessed with it, I was like, well, it's more motivating to like get into that part of the story too.
No, when I tell you like my mental health was affected by this book. Like depending on what was happening in the story, I was like irritable and angry, or like I'd be like kind of sad and like depresso, or I'd be high on life and like that's my boyfriend.
She was in a toxic relationship.
I literally was in a toxic relationship.
I think at one point you sent me like a voice message or something, and I could just see the preview, and it was like, I'm just so like pissed off, or it was something like, maybe not that, but I'm something about. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, like what's going on? Happened? It was about the book. It was about her boyfriend in the book. She was mad at him.
Yeah, we got in a few fights. I'll say it.
That night that she was reading all night, we were also sending each other voice messages for hours, like probably 4 hours straight at least, of just like minutes length of voice messages. Yeah. And we were really getting into this of you just explaining like, no, like I'm actually literally affected like throughout my day about the book that I'm reading, but also like what I would testament to the book too and the story. Like there's a reason why books are loved like this. Like,
yeah, I've just never felt this way before. But I will say,
what about 50 Shades?
I've never read those.
Oh, for some reason I thought you did.
I started reading the first one in college, and I can't remember why I stopped, and I was borrowing it from someone, so I gave it back. And I only own the second and the third and Christian's perspective. So I can't, like, start reading them because I don't own the first one. But I wanted to start them after I finished this. But instead I started My Policeman, which is, like, like, I know it's going to be good, but it's also just, like, such a different energy.
It is. There's more, like, slow historical
and it's a more intellectual romance versus just, like, straight up.
Like, Wattpad stories, we just talked about that. Like, we like
young adult.
It's all the things you want when you want them. Because they're written for that reason.
Yes.
Because the authors are writing it for that reason.
Yeah. Whereas My Policeman is, like, really, like, telling a story.
There's a story, and it's about, like, a serious thing.
Yeah, based off someone's real life.
Yeah. But when you were... I want to, like, talk about that one thing I brought up when she was sending me that. I was just like, it's so interesting to think about, like, book talk girlies, but not just, like cottagecore book talk girlies, but, like, the trad wife / book talk girly / clean girl / like...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. / you know, like, I think I explained it with the nighttime routine videos of, like, the 20-step skincare routine with your, like, iced Stanley. I'm not hating. I'm just explaining, like, a demographic of people. You're setting
the
mood. Yes. And then they, like, they're, like, married and their husband's in bed, and then they're, like, get in bed with their, like, bonnet and everything, and they're reading light and they're reading their smut books. And, like, at first I was just saying, like, they're so popular and it's no wonder why, because, well, at first we were talking about it in our perspective of single people, of, like, it honestly is almost like an outlet for what you want in your real life. And arguably love and relationships and that type of thing are the most,
and, like, not
deeply desired.
Yeah, not to sound crazy, but it, like, makes you feel less
alone.
Yeah, lonely. Like, you're getting a taste of that thing that you
want. You're fully
want.
immersed in a world with characters that are alive to you. And I love that. And I think that's the most beautiful thing.
And actually, when I think back to reading Crave, that was, like, one of the periods where I felt, like, pretty okay not being with someone.
You had a steady boyfriend for, like, 5 books.
I did have a steady boyfriend for a minute there. And when I'm into a book, that's when I have the best bedtime routine, too.
Oh, yeah. I feel like when I'm in a good reading routine, my self-care is just better.
Yes. But anyways, as you were saying.
Yes. So it first came up because we were talking about that, of, like, it's such an outlet for wanting a relationship, and, like, you come home from work and you get to hang out with your boyfriend.
Literally, like, I have plans with my boyfriend tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's both, like, what you want and, like, the romance, like, treated well thing, but also, like, what you want in bed. It gives you both. Just like you hope a relationship would.
Just like you hope.
Hope. So, and then after we were talking about that, I was like, wait, now I'm thinking about that demographic of book talk girlies that I was just talking about, the book talk wives, of, like, maybe those books are so popular, and I'm not trying to put this onto that whole group of people, but so popular because they don't have that in their own relationship, so they also need to escape to their book boyfriend, just like single people want to escape to their book boyfriend. So do people in marriages.
It's so funny to imagine, though, like me reading my book and, like, my husband is just, like, asleep right here, like, and then I'm thinking about, like, all the things.
It would be so nice, though, when you get so turned on by what you're reading, just to be like, hey.
Just to, like, roll over. Yeah. That'd be pretty.
Yeah. Oh.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Let's not do that, Lou.
Hi, boobs. That was just a really, like, for some reason in that moment, maybe because I was a mind-blowing thought to me.
Oh, that was crazy.
I wish that was caught.
I know.
He almost did a backflip, but then, like, last minute
like caught himself, like changed his
went
mind.
back around.
I'm scared he's gonna like jump up and knock the wine over.
Yeah, which direction should you throw it in? Oh, also that got me on like a whole not rabbit hole. Well, I guess rabbit hole. I was just like thinking about it more and more because
He like really wants to play.
I'm the type of person who will take anything in society, media, pop culture, and then get like psychological about it, about how it relates to the way our society is or how men were raised or that kind of stuff. Like I always think I think that's why a lot of our conversations go back to that, is because we realize that there's reasons, a deeper connection and reason to things. And oh fuck, I forgot my train of thought.
Oh no.
Wait, it's gonna come back. Oh, so I was thinking more about how like smut books are so popular, and how if you were to ask like a man, like a stereotypical toxic masculinity frat boy kind of guy, about like rom-coms and like romance books, like the fantasy ones we love, and like they'd be like, that's just so like cheesy and like not real. And for one, like, shut the fuck up. Don't ruin
It's real to me.
What I want, what I like. And
careful.
You're basically
my boyfriend will beat you up.
Well, you're basically telling me that the things that I desire in a relationship, like, you're just exposing yourself. Like,
that those are things you're not willing or capable of providing.
Yeah. And I just, like, let me see what I wrote down, because I wrote down a whole thought about it. There's literally nothing that adds to it. It literally says, in quotes, cheesy shit is not realistic, end quote. Blah, blah, blah. It reminds you that, quote unquote, real life isn't actually like that. Like, I'm trying to live in this fantasy because this is how I want my life to be, bitch. That's what I wrote. I think that night
like,
at 2 a.m.
It's like when those book talk girlies take videos of them like getting their boyfriend or their husband or whatever to like lean in the door frame.
I'm sorry, but I can't watch those.
Overwhelmed.
I cannot. Do you like watching those?
Yes.
I cannot watch those. I find them to be so uncomfortable to watch, like so cringe.
I die. I imagine myself being that girl, and I'm like, ugh. Like, okay, I just read about Nick. Like, let's say Nick was like a door frame leaner.
Yeah, but watching like two people that are awkward and weird do it is like.
Oh, I've never seen like awkward and weird people do it.
I feel like that's all I ever see.
Oh, well, then I can understand why that.
And then if I see people that are like overly attractive, I'm like, oh, you set up the camera and filmed this? I think that's why I find it.
I do that a lot with TikTok.
I think that's why I find it really cringy.
I will like something for like 5 seconds.
And
like,
then you think about
particularly
them.
like guy creators.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, he's hot. And then I'm like, oh, you set up your phone.
This is what always fucks with my head.
And like, we're like, yeah, this looks good.
Like,
and
I'm hot.
Posted that.
Like, if you're a girl doing it, I'm like, yes,
no,
bitch.
it's for the girlies.
Yes, bitch. And then it's
but
like,
if a guy does it, I'm like,
straight man that's like, and honestly, a lot of them are so hot. And that's what you think in the first 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think about them literally, which like.
Because to me, what that means is just like, you know, you're hot, you're full of yourself.
Yeah.
And
kind of like love the like shy social media, but like fun and outgoing with their friends and in real life person.
Like
vibe. I love that.
When straight men participate, I was just thinking about this yesterday, participate in like TikTok trends, like dancing or whatever. Like I keep getting a video of these two guys.
That's why.
That are like probably just out of college, and they do that like, the two people dance and like the one person goes like this and the other person dances. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I was trying to think of the music.
And I can tell they're just like having fun being silly, but in my head I'm like, ugh.
I know.
But then I'll see like two best friends like get one of their boyfriends to like participate in a like dancing trend, or like the one where the guy like someone slides out from behind. I'm like, see, that's fun.
Yeah.
Because in my head,
there's a time and place.
It's like they had to convince him a little to do it, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that it's not his idea.
Yeah. Wow.
But he like buys into it. He's like, oh yeah, that's fun. But he's not in his room like filming thirst traps, you know?
You know who I feel are like that? Thompson and Zach.
Yeah.
they give that energy. Like, they were so fucking funny when they
On
did
the podcast?
but
Yeah.
they're not like, they don't like do that or want to do that. It's like a good combo.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine, like, Zach locking himself in the bathroom and, like, filming a TikTok?
Maybe you should, Zach.
I'd like to formally request.
We should get him one of those Octobuddy thingies so he can, like, stick it on the bathroom mirror.
Oh, perfect.
And then film, like, a proper TikTok dance.
He could, like, like, get ready with
Anna,
me
do you
for
think
work?
you can convince him to do that? For the plot.
Oh, my God.
She could.
I saw this really cringy TikTok. It was a hot guy. And in the first 5 seconds, it was a guy that boulders. And if you know me, for whatever reason, that's, like, such a red flag to me.
Don't you think it's more of an ick than a red flag?
Yes. It's an ick. It's not a red flag at all.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot explain it, why it is that for me, but it just is. Like, if I see that you have bouldering pictures on your dating app, I'm like, well, we're just not compatible.
Well, if they're on your dating app, it's a big enough part of your life that you
of
like.
Your personality, yeah. If I just saw a guy, like, bouldering, like, he went with his friends.
Yeah.
Just for fun one time or whatever, that'd be different. But anyways, he's like, this is why women should like men that boulder. And it's like him, like, grabbing a grip and then, like, it zooms in on his arm or whatever, and he, like, makes a face. And then there was one that was, there was a rock that was, like, shaped a certain kind of way, and he, like, put one hand and then the other hand and then looked at the camera, and I'm like, ew.
Was he trying to be, like, ironic and funny?
I don't know, but it was like
didn't matter.
A great example of the first 5 seconds. It was like, girls should like guys that boulder, and I was like, maybe I should. Maybe today's the day I get over this. And then I was like, nope.
Wait, this was a TikTok? Do you have it?
No.
Damn.
Maybe I can find it. His name was like literally something about bouldering.
Is there anything we missed in the, like, book boyfriend realm topic?
I don't think so. I just need you all to know that I'm in love.
So it's kind of a catch-up and a topic at the same time.
Yeah, and like a fangirl update. It's all of the above.
It is fangirl update. Honestly, my fangirl moment of the week is Tucker, I'm still not over that moment. And is yours,
She watched
Nick?
that video so many times that night. It was so funny. I'd be in the other room and she's like chuckling and I'm like, are you watching it again?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Mine is definitely Nick.
Yeah.
Like Nick. My world begins and ends with Nicholas Lester.
Damn. That was deep.
Yeah.
Okay, anything you want to throw in before we leave?
No, I think I'm good.
She thought about it, though.
I'm really hungry.
I'm tired. I think it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, well, it is like my bedtime.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to go to work.
For
Gag
how many more?
me.
But how many more days?
36, but then if I take all of my PTO and my planning days, only 30.
She calculated before we started.
I did.
Well, thank you. First off, we want to say thank you to Flower Bloom for sponsoring today's episode. We also want to just say, if you can, make it out to Flower Bloom before they close down at the end of the month. Show your support, show your love, and try the bodega.
Yeah.
She's still trying to find the TikTok.
I found it.
This is really not
Wait. Like, ew. I feel like, I was gonna say he really thought he was doing something here, but like, he did. Because look at the views and the likes.
Honestly, I think it would have been funny if it was just like the first two. Or like maybe a few more, like not as. Like, I just feel like he kept going and
It like kept going further.
Like, okay, we don't need to. But he kind of looks like, what's the actor's name that plays Snow in the new?
Yes. Oh.
Tom Blythe?
Yes.
He looks like Tom Blythe.
He does look like Tom Blythe.
Anyways, back to it. Yes, go to Flower Bloom. Is the official closing day
April 30th.
April 30th. yes, we will be there as much as we can get over there in these next few weeks.
Bodega.
Yes. But thank you for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That bitch is Cailey. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next time. Bye.